go over here. It's probably an echo here. Yeah, that's what's going on.
Hey, Blitz, what's going on?
Wait, that's Blitz? What?
There we go.
There we go.
And we are on... Can I move this any lower? Our heads are getting cut off. There we are.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to a Blitz vs. Bulls, or Magma vs. Bulls battle.
What is this, round? Like how many?
It's round one.
Round one. Or no, I mean, how many people have played so far?
So far, I believe 7 people have played. This is the 8th match.
All right.
The Bulls are currently in the lead 4-3.
A lot closer than last year. We've got
Well-
some interesting ones.
Well, last year we only had, 7 people in the first round or something?
Yeah.
It was a tiny number.
Shaping up to be a good one. There's a lot of really good players out there. A lot of good guys and girls. So what do we got here on Blitz's team?
Blitz has Banette, Crocodile, Hunch Crow, Zapdos, Barnacle? Is that how you say that?
Barbarical?
Whatever. It's that rock thing. And then he's got Smeargle, which finally has a place in this metagame again.
On the other side, for Jio, we've got Raichu, Gothitelle, Scrafty, Salamence, Azumarill, and Moltres.
So that's just Perish Trap, right?
Yeah.
You gotta assume.
Looks something like that.
Gothitelle and Azumarill.
Yeah. For those who haven't been keeping up with the Magma vs. Bulls scrimmage, we've got a special rule set right now where each individual team member cannot have the same Pokemon as any other member of the same team, which means we have to switch this up, be a little bit variant. All right, so starting things off, Raichu and Azumarill on Jio's team with Barbarical and Smeargle on the other side. What do you think's going on here, Sam?
Well, first of all, they want to stop the Dark Void from Smeargle, so that's why they're leading, or that's why Jio's probably leading Raichu to try and fake it out. Barbarnacle, I'm not sure what Blitz was expecting with that.
What does Barbarical even do right now in this metagame?
In this metagame, not a lot. As you can see, it doesn't have the best abilities. Tough Claw is probably the best out of those. It's Rock and Water, so he was probably just going to try kill either Moltres or Salamence with it. But Salamence has Intimidate, Scrafty has Intimidate. I'm not sure what he was thinking leading.
Oh, Smeargle gets the faster fake out.
A Shell Smash.
Barbarical gets the Shell Smash.
Not expecting that. And that also means that Raichu was not trying to fake out.
Looks like it. Yeah, based on the order. I mean, it could have been that Raichu was trying to fake out and Smeargle just beat it to it. But
oh, yes. Yes, it did outspeed. Because, well, no.
Alright, Blitz sends out a Zapdos to counteract this. How do you think that's going to go with the Raichu on the field?
I don't want to say because I know what Blitz is running with that Zapdos, so I don't want to give anything away here.
All right, let's talk about the other side then. What do you think's in Jio's mind right now?
Well, he's in a fairly good position, like you said. The Raichu does have Lightning Rod, so that kind of eliminates any Thunderbolt, Volt Switch threats here. However, the Barbarical. Yeah. That thing is now +2, +2, +2. So I don't know if he can try one-shot that with an Aqua Jet with the weakened defenses. Because I've never done a calc for that thing. So I don't know its stats. Azumarill, though, huge power, stab, priority move. Definitely a threat for Blitz's Barbarical either way, whether it one-shots or not.
Based on the base stats you do know, do you think Barbarical can one-shot anything on the opposing team right now?
At +2, yeah, Azumarill and Raichu are both incredibly frail Pokemon, so even like a Rock Slide could probably take out their Raichu from where it's sitting.
All right. Let's see what happens. Looks like they're both thinking about their moves pretty hard right now.
It could also be Showdown's taking a while.
It could just be Showdown taking a while. Showdown does do that.
I did a test battle against myself earlier in the day, and after I'd chosen my moves, I had to wait 30 seconds to a minute before they actually played out.
This could also just be so many. I mean, how many people are in this chat right now?
There's a lot.
More than just one era.
I was thinking of a different chat.
Oh, could you mute your stream, by the way?
Oh yeah. I can hear myself.
We should tell these people that they can watch us talk about this game while it continues to not happen.
Well, not many people really responded in the IOC.
Oh well. Now let's see how long that takes to get
Yeah,
there. So this is a good indication
Yeah.
of what's actually happening
It's
on our
not
end and
good.
how long it actually takes them for us to see what's going on. For all we know,
Right.
the battle could be over by now.
Well, no. The battle's not over.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
Raichu comes
there
back.
we go.
Scrafty
Now we're-
intimidates on the switch in, thereby getting the Stone Edge comes from Barbarical. Ancient Power comes from the Zapdos. Play
that
Rough
is-
goes on to the Zapdos. So now Barbarical's at 1.5 instead of 2 stages. What do you got here for me, Sam?
Scrafty again, another big threat with a fake out. I'm not sure why he used Ancient Power.
Well, wasn't it because Raichu had Lightning Rod?
Yes, but I'm not sure why he's running Ancient Power on his Zapdos at all. I mean, he does have a Stab Rock type on his team, and he's got Crocodile, which you would have to assume is at least running Rock Slide or Stone Edge.
You might have been presuming that Charizard might be running Charizard Y and going up against Solar Beam.
That's a very good point, but wouldn't that still get killed by Thunderbolt from a Zapdos?
You got a point
Yeah,
there.
the stab would.
That would definitely do the job, so...
He might have thought that Moltres or Salamence were coming in, and he just wanted to cover his bases on a guaranteed hit.
He might also be running Specs, which, with the move tutors getting taken out, really limits Zapdos' move pool, and that might have just been the only move he had here that would do damage without getting redirected to Raichu.
Right. So right now, given all that's gotten with the stat boosts and the switches, who do you think's in the better position right now?
It's definitely Jio. He's up 4-3. He's got the... I'm getting messages, I'm sorry. He's got that priority coming off Azumarill, which can easily take down Zapdos from that range. Unless that is an incredibly bulky Zapdos. And he's got Fake Out for this turn.
Alright, here comes Barbarical with the Protect. Azumarill also protects. Zapdos discharges, trying to get both the waters.
Okay, yeah,
Scrappy gets a little damage.
that's actually the play I was expecting Blitz to make last turn when Raichu was still on the field. Because that would have taken out Azumarill then.
So if you had to guess why he would wait a turn, what do you think's going on in his head right now?
Right there, he didn't really have anything to lose because Zapdos, again, can get one-shotted by Waterfall, so it's pretty much dead weight. And he was going to have to protect the Barbarical from Fake Out that turn anyway. So,
And this turn did prove that he's not running Specs.
right.
I'm surprised the Azumarill's lasted as long as it has with everything going on with a +2 and a Zapdos on the field.
Well, it's only +1.
Well, now it's +1.
That Stone Edge is a lot less than I thought. Which... Do you know what Barbarical's base attack is off the
It's
top?
105.
105.
And Azumarill also has a base stat of 100, so it's actually got so-so as far as defense goes.
Well, it's got HP.
The person in the background talking is irrelevant.
If you want to peek your head on camera here.
Also known as Brian something something.
Yes, Brian Uesugi.
We'll just call you irrelevant. That's
Yeah,
easier. That's easier.
Everybody calls me Ala, so...
Alright.
Oh, I was hoping that
So
would
what
make
would
this
Gio have to do to seal the win here? He's already in a position to have an advantage, you said.
Well, with neither of those Pokemon are terribly threatening to Scrafty. Blitz might get cocky here and go for a Thunderbolt, in which case Gio can just bring it back with the Raichu. And again, Gio can just pretty much pick what he wants to kill with a Stab Aqua Jet against the -2 defense Barbarical. Or the almost dead Zapdos. Or 1/3 health isn't almost dead.
A little more than 1/3. But yeah, it looks like it could take some serious damage because we know as Azumarill at this point, it's got some nice bulk to it with huge power.
I think Blitz's only move here is to Rock Slide.
Oh!
Zapdos.
Zapdos lives off the Aqua Jet. Barbarical gets off another Shell Smash, giving it a +3 attack and a bunch of hits to its defense. Ancient Power gives it a nice boost.
Raises all the stats for Zapdos.
A Focus Sash.
Drain Punch nearly kills Barbarical, but it hangs on by a thread.
Okay.
Using Focus Sash.
Yeah,
with Focus Sash.
So this actually makes things more interesting now, because Jio can obviously kill either of those with Aqua Jet because they're both at presumably 1 HP. Blitz can Rock Slide, which might flinch the Scrafty. It will definitely kill a Azumarill. And he can also go for Discharge, because if he Waterfalls the Barbarical, he's not going to kill it anyway. Or he doesn't have to worry about killing his own Pokemon because one of them's dead either way.
Yeah.
So Discharge would kill Azumarill and then do a little bit to Scrafty. Actually, more than a little bit with that 1.5 special attack boost.
Yeah, and Zapdos was no pushover to begin with.
I'm trying to think if Blitz has anything in the back that could save him.
Well, let's see. He's got a Banette on his team. He's got Crocodile, Honchkrow. We have yet to see his fourth Pokemon, right?
I think if he can get rid of Azumarill here, which if he just double targets, he should be able to. I think Crocodile is probably his best chance at a win if he took it.
Now let's see. Crocodile.
It would beat the Raichu easily. It would intimidate Scrafty. I'm not sure. He's probably going to lose against Scrafty either way. Yeah,
Scrafty's in no danger here, being at full health and has the ability to switch out if it does get intimidated. Scrafty's got to go if Blitz wants to turn things around.
But yeah, other than Crocodile, well, both of these have to go if Blitz wants to stick around.
Well, all of them have to go.
Honchkrow is Blitz's next best bet, but that's not going to do much against Moltres or Salamence.
So why Honchkrow? If you had to,
Honchkrow could easily take out Scrafty. It also has priority, so it could take out Azumarill.
All right.
It'll probably, if it has Sucker Punch, be able to knock out Raichu, but again, he's just in such a bad position here that he needs to kill something and leave something alive, and I don't think he can do it.
Let's jump ahead for a second while we got some time. Assuming if wait, now, hold that thought. Aqua Jet takes down the Zapdos. Razor Shell takes down the Scrafty.
Not even Rock Slide. Okay.
And we now have a 2-3 right now, with Barbarical still threatening with the +3 in attack, and all the other boosted speed and special attack with
no defenses.
No defenses, no health. Hanging on by a thread. Still waiting to see what both sides are going to bring out. Raichu comes out for the opposing team. Blitz sends out Honchkrow, as you predicted.
Yeah. So I think Blitz's safest play here is to double protect, avoiding the fake out.
How sure are you that Raichu has fake out right now?
I don't see any reason to run Raichu without fake out.
Right.
There are better electric types.
Fair.
You could always run Manectric, which also gets Lightning Rod and then has the Mega Evolution.
But this is the Magma versus Bulls, where the options are limited.
It is, but he doesn't have any Mega Pokemon, and there's more than enough Mega Pokemon to go to 15 teams.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm off camera.
Okay, so
if he doesn't double protect and he predicts, or Jio thinks that's going to happen, I don't think Jio has much to worry about here. Like, he can just attack into a double protect and doesn't lose that much.
Assuming the double protect is going to happen, could Jio exploit that in any way using the Pokemon that are on the field?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The only setup move most people run on Azumarill is Belly Drum, which it can't do at that low of health. And then Raichu, again, it has normally Fake Out Thunderbolt, either a Hidden Power or a Thunder Wave, and then Protect. So I don't think any of those are going to help in a double Protect turn.
Alright. Going into Game 2, what do you think? What knowledge do you think could be gained in these last couple of turns that could impact that?
In the last couple of turns, I don't think there's much knowledge to be gained other than what Honchkro's item is, and it might just be that one that gives it 100% crit rate on everything.
All right.
It's
we
probably
see one Protect.
That.
We see the other Protect.
Yes.
Another good call for Sam. Fake Out and Aqua Jet confirming the Raichu does have Fake Out. As if there was any doubt.
Why wouldn't it have Fake Out?
I don't know. Maybe it was running something else. I don't know. I just wanted to open the possibility.
Okay, it's a Raichu. It doesn't have that many possibilities.
It can surf. Oh wait, no, it can't.
Not in this metagame.
Not in this metagame. Oh, that also cuts out Fly. That cuts out. What were the other ridiculous event moves?
I don't know.
Those were the two big ones. But anyway, getting back to this game.
Okay, the easiest play here, would be Blitz sucker punching that Azumarill to kill it before it can Aqua Jet the Barbaracle, and then hoping to kill the Raichu with basically any move. Anything out of that will kill a Raichu from that point. At +3 and Raichu's frail defenses. So yeah, Jio now has a tough call to make whether to protect the Azumarill or even switch it out, because
he does have...
switching it out would probably be his safest move here, because that means he won't get sucker punched. He can protect the Raichu from whatever Barbaracle's throwing in, and then he can hopefully make a play with whatever he switches in.
Yeah, this is where the mind games come in handy, because if he doesn't sucker punch, and Azumarill could kill him, but if he switches out after Blitz's sucker punch, then the game's over.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lost conditions for Blitz right now, and it all falls on what Jio is going to do with this very critical turn.
Yeah, Blitz pretty much has to sucker punch that Azumarill.
So knowing that, and giving the possibility of the switch...
Although, a lot of Honchkro aren't carrying Sucker Punch right now. So let's
see what happens.
I actually don't know if Blitz is running Sucker Punch or not. I hope he is, because I'm on the Magma side of this.
Now, if he Sucker Punches into a switch, is there anything he can do to save the game?
If he Sucker Punches into the switch, he can still kill Raichu here, and he doesn't really lose anything from the Sucker Punch.
Does Barbaracle have any sort of priority that could take care of Raichu? Or wait, before
it doesn't need priority because it's at +3 speed.
Okay, right.
Right now, it is the fastest thing on the field.
All right. So the only priority on the opposing team right now is Azumarill.
Right.
Okay.
Unless Raichu has Faint, which it probably does not. Well, it could.
Okay. So there's another item it could have besides Fake Out.
Yeah, well, it can run both.
It could. With Thunderbolts, used to be like a Hidden Power or Grass Knot. Protect, of course. There's only... Yeah.
It might just be Sash and not running Protect.
Might be. But at that point, that wouldn't matter right now anyway, because he got that little bit of minimal damage off before. If you had to guess, what would you think the item would be on Raichu right now?
I would guess it would be Focus Sash.
Okay. We know it's not Life Orb. We've seen enough attacks to do that. And there's not a whole lot else.
Wait, what do you...
Or we've seen Raichu attack by this point, is what I mean.
Have we?
Oh, the Sucker Punch does kill the Azumarill.
And there's the Razor Shell killing Raichu. Okay.
This game has turned around very fast with that one turn.
That crit matter.
Everything. The crit.
Crit Sucker Punch mattered.
The critical hit. Oh man, Blitz is gonna win by hacks. But yeah, now he's at a 2-1 advantage.
You've got a +2 Barbaracle, which has stab Stone Edge. We haven't seen if he has Rock Slide yet. So Stone Edge could miss the Salamence.
We've also got the Sucker Punch to get some minimal damage. And
I'm
Salamence doesn't have any spread moves either.
Oh, there's Stone Edge.
There it is. Blitz wins the first game.
And Salamence totally has spread moves. Surf.
Would he run Surf, though, with the opposing team, with some Frail Pokemon and a Moltres on the team, though?
Yes.
All right. Okay, let's close this out. Let's get Game 2 up and running.
Game 2. Okay. I'm going to take this off in case he links me Game 2 and I have to look at the other things. So let's go to this camera. This camera works.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
This is our house.
And I'll just see here. Okay.
All right, there we go. Blitz linked us to the next game. Let's open this up and see what we got here.
This is the one.
Waiting for
And
players.
now I gotta go. That's the one.
All right, so going into Game 2, what do you think Jio has to do to mix things up a little bit and keep even the score?
Let's see. I think he's probably going to at least lead the same. Well, maybe not, because now he knows that Smeargle is scarfed, or at the very least not sashed, because it died so quickly last game.
Right.
Or it died in one shot, so obviously no sash. Which means he has a lot more options leading this game, because he doesn't have to worry about half of his team getting outsped and then put to sleep immediately. Which means we will likely see Salamence come out first on Geo's side.
To stop the Shell Smash?
To stop a lot of things, because, again, he doesn't have to worry about it getting put to sleep before it can kill it. It'll intimidate Crocodile, Honchkrow, or Barbaracle. Basically, having it in the back last game was smart in case of the Scarf Dark Void, but now that that's off the table, Salamence is a very good lead for him.
What are the chances you think Jio might run a Perish Trap right now?
I don't think he's gonna... If he did, it would have to be in the back, because Azumarill is still gonna more than likely get outsped by Smeargle.
Reasonably safe to assume at this point.
Yeah, so I don't see Perish Trap coming.
Right.
At least not being led. Like, he might have Parasong in the back just in case he gets a quick lead.
Okay, now what about this Moltres and the Gothitelle that was on the bench before? What do you think that... Oh, here we've got Scrafty coming out. We've got Gothitelle, just as I was about to ask. Smeargle and Barbaracle come out to lead on Blitz's team. The Intimidate gets off right away, hindering the Shell Smash a little bit. Meanwhile, Smeargle is just kind of sitting there being Smeargle.
Yeah. Actually, wait, did I say it doesn't have Scarf? It doesn't have Sash, so it more than likely does have Scarf. Right?
I don't imagine
so, yeah,
any other items on Smeargle.
So yeah, this was probably a much smarter lead than Salamence, because I'm an idiot and thought it was the other way around.
I mean, if I had to guess, it looks like Gio's going to set up Trick Room. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not the safest play on his part, because Barbaracle isn't generally the fastest thing without that Shell Smash, and then Blitz also has that Banette, which we haven't seen. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's a Mega Banette, and therefore as Prankster.
Alright. But knowing what we know about Blitz's team, assuming he might go, he could go for the Shell Smash, that might have been a good play just to prevent him from doing that, or kind of bluff it to scare him off from doing that. What do you think is going through Blitz's mind right now?
Blitz is kind of terrified because he has two things that can get one-shotted by Scrafty. Well, I don't know if he can get one-shotted with that Barbaracle.
Okay, Fake Out gets the flinch on Smeargle.
And he can't switch out.
Stone Edge misses. The Trick Room does go off.
Yeah, so that's... Unless he has a very slow Smeargle, which...
Doesn't look like it, because
No.
it went it flinched before anything else happened on the field.
Well, Barbarical and Scrafty are generally slow Pokemon, and Gothitelle is using a minus priority move, so that doesn't really tell you much.
Fair enough. But even still, Smeargle's in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah. Both of Blitz all around is in a lot of trouble right here, because he can't switch out, and something's going to die here, and he can't do much damage back.
So what do you think, what would his best option be right now?
Blitz would probably be best to try and stall out as much of this Trick Room as possible. Again, if that Smeargle's scarfed, like, he just has to hit the Dark Void button. There's no other option there. And Barbarical is just dead weight here, because all it can do is hope for Stone Edge crits.
Safeguard goes up, Drain Punch, hits the Barbarical, barely hanging on by a thread. Razor's Shell, cuts Scrafty's defense. Me first, I don't even know what was going on there.
Right there, he wanted to Drain Punch it before it got Drain Punched, but Scrafty ended up being slower. So it went first in Trick Room, and Me First did nothing. If he would have Dark Voided, it would have been blocked by that Safeguard anyway. So, not the worst option for Blitz, but it just shows he didn't have any option.
Which tells Jio
if he would have undersped that Scrafty, then that would have been a really cool turn.
So what information does Jio now have based on that one turn?
Basically just that Smeargle has Me First.
Nothing.
Well, Me First is a good move because it not only uses the same move that the opponent's trying to use, it gets a 1.5 boost out of it. So it's really helpful for taking stuff like that Drain Punch or even Draco Meteors from some of the other dragons.
Now, does the Me First go off Smeargle's attack or the attack that it's trying to do? Would it, as in would it go off Scrafty's attack or Smeargle's there?
It used to be it was whoever was using Me First.
Okay.
So off of Scrafty's base attack, it's still not going to do that much.
It is a Scrafty.
Or Smeargle's base attack, it wouldn't do that much.
But with the 1.5 boost, that might do something to help it
although
out.
he is at -1 also.
He is at -1. This is very true. So it would be neutral damage. What do you think of this Gothitelle right now? Like what else could it do besides setup right now? It's got Safeguard, Trick Room.
Safeguard, Trick Room.
Oh, Heal Pulse. Here we go. Answers my question for me. Heal Pulse heals the Scrafty. Crunch takes out Barbarical. Me First once again fails. Showing that Blitz probably... So we know Blitz has Fake Out and Me First.
You have to assume Dark Void.
We have to assume Dark Void. What would you assume is the last move?
If I had to guess, it would probably be an O-hit KO move.
Alright,
probably Sheer Cold.
Let's see what happens. Honchcrow's been put onto the field in replace of Barbarical.
Honchcrow is a very good thing for Blitz to have here because it can, with Scrafty's defense drop, it can easily one-shot Scrafty, or it can Night Slash that Gothitelle and get a kill there. And neither of Jio's Pokemon can do much to it. It resisting all 3 stabs from Jio's mons.
Meanwhile, what could Jio switch into to give himself an advantage over the Honchcrow right now?
That's a good question. I would think Azumarill would probably be his best bet. The real question this turn is, does Blitz go for the Gothitelle to allow him to switch Smeargle out? Or does he assume Jio's just going to protect and go for a Brave Bird on Scrafty?
We've seen Heal Pulse, Trick Room, Safeguard from Gothitelle. What are the chances that last move is in fact Protect versus an offensive move?
I'm going to guess high.
Okay.
Very high. It's probably either Protect or Sub. It's almost certainly Protect though. Although he could run Psychic.
He could run Psychic. But that still wouldn't do anything against Honchcrow.
No, it would not.
So Gothitelle's best option is just to go for the kill on Smeargle if it has that, or Protect.
No, his best option is to leave Smeargle where it is, doing nothing. because that means he only has one Pokemon on the other side to worry about.
Very true. Very true. So with that in mind, which of the two would try to go for the hurt on Honchkrow?
It would have to be Scrafty, and Gothitelle probably is going to protect here. Blitz just has to decide if he's going to go for the protect on Gothitelle and kill that now, because that would be the best move for Blitz, or if he does protect, he's got to kill that Scrafty.
Yeah, he's got so much time left to keep Smeargle alive. He's got about two turns of Trick Room left, which means there's only...
And if it is locked into me first, he needs that out of there in order to get any more momentum.
Yeah, and right now, it's almost... we have pretty much confirmed it's Scarfed at this point. It's going last, it's using the same move. Yeah, Smeargle's either gonna get switched out or die, one of the two. But you're absolutely right, Jio's in a very good position to just leave Smeargle there, which means Gothitelle probably won't switch out just because having that Shadow Tag is too valuable right now.
Yeah, for sure. Gothitelle's not going anywhere. Heal
Pulse, Drain Punch, Drill Peck, Scrafty goes down.
So he didn't go for the Night Slash on Gothitelle, which probably was smart.
Could Night Slash have one-shot Gothitelle with Honchkrow
Oh, yeah.
attack?
Yeah, especially since it would have crit, I'm assuming.
It's a reasonable possibility. It's definitely...
It has Super Luck. I'm guessing he's doing that 100% crit thing.
And we've seen it kill something, so we know it doesn't have Moxie, and it would make the most sense for Super Luck to be there right now.
So now Blitz is screwed.
Now Blitz has to face Azumarill.
Yeah, because Azumarill can one-shot that Honchkrow no problem with Waterfall, so he's gotta hope he can get a crit Sucker Punch, which I don't even think that would do it, because Dark is not very effective against Fairy, right?
It's not very effective.
Yeah, so Blitz is screwed here. GG. Oh, and there's the GG on...
but that's not from the opponent. That's just from a spectator. But yeah, you're right. There's not much to be done here.
No, because that Aqua Jet's going to kill Honchkrow. Honchkrow can't do anything besides... What? Honchkrow can't do anything here.
Honchkrow protects.
Yeah, that's...
Waterfall goes into the protect. Me first, as usual, does nothing.
Matter.
Trick Room undoes itself this turn.
Yeah, because Gothitelle didn't need to do anything else.
Gothitelle had not much. So now Smeargle is the fastest thing on the field with me first.
Yeah, and Honchkrow can only Sucker Punch here if it wants to do any damage at all, and it's not going to kill Azumarill, and Gothitelle doesn't have any attacks. Or it at least won't attack.
Yeah, Gothitelle seems to have no reason to attack at this point. Why do you think he undid the Trick Room?
Because he didn't have to do anything else. He has this locked up. His only other moves were Trick Room, Heal Pulse, Safeguard. He still had... No, Safeguard had ended.
Oh, Sucker Punch hits Azumarill for a little bit. Aqua Jet kills the Honchkrow. Yep.
And
Me
first
does nothing once again.
Nothing.
Trick Room comes back up. Now he's officially just taunting Blitz. Crocodile intimidates on the switch in. Gothitelle and Azumarill both take a one-stage cut to attack.
Yeah, and Waterfall should still be more than enough to kill Crocodile here, and Crocodile can't really kill that Azumarill in one shot unless it has something. I don't even know what Crocodile might have to hit an Azumarill other than Earthquake.
Yeah, and so now it officially is pretty much locked up because Smeargle is now permanently locked into me first.
It always has been.
Yeah, been this. I mean, but he could have switched out if he killed the Gothitelle somehow.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about game 3. We've seen a lot of tricks this game. We saw the me first. We saw more of. We've seen pretty much everything Gothitelle has to do right now. What, in your opinion, could happen in game 3?
Okay, this is interesting. Just a second, because me first only has 5 PP, which I believe maxes out at 8, which means in 2 turns, if he can keep getting these protects, Smeargle will struggle and then have a chance to use another move.
I'm looking at the description of me first. It says it has 20.
Okay, I'm wrong. Never mind.
So Blitz is screwed.
I thought Me First was one of those really low moves. Did that change at all, or am I just remembering this completely incorrectly since I used Obstrica?
Well, I can cost weapons to multiple sites, but I'm pretty sure it's stuck at 20.
There's a few sites that'll tell you if there were any changes throughout generations.
Meanwhile, Jio is pretty much taunting Blitz at this point. He'll pulse in the Smeargle.
Yeah.
Psychic.
Oh, he does.
So it does have Psychic. It does not have Protect.
Oh, and there's the Earthquake.
There's the Earthquake.
Oh, got the crit on Smeargle, but that's not what he needs.
That's not anything going into this. Alright, so now we have...
Although that is good information for Blitz to have, that he can live a waterfall if he's intimidated to Azumarill.
We also know that there is no Protect on Gothitelle. We know all of Gothitelle's moves. Trick Room, Heal Pulse, Safeguard, and Psychic. Meanwhile, do we know all of Azumarill's moves? Play Rough, Waterfall, Aqua Jet, Protect?
Yes.
So going into Game 3, both sides have a lot of information to work with, and they know... It's reasonable to assume both sides know all the tricks of the other team now, which means it's just going to come down to...
Well, that's not true at all. Blitz still has a Mega Prankster he hasn't even pulled out yet.
How much do you think that could change the game?
A lot.
What are the chances, do you think? What do you think, knowing what's on the field, do you think he's going to bring it in?
I think he's going to, and I think he's not going to take Smeargle, because Smeargle has been nothing but dead weight in these first 2 games. And having something that can potentially shut down Trick Room and like whatever else Bennett does, which...
What does Bennett do?
It's a prankster.
Alright, so...
It does whatever a prankster does.
Here comes Jio wins the second game. Let's go into Game 3.
Okay, I will...
We are now waiting
over
for...
to Couch Cam.
Slow.
Couch Cam.
Hi, guys.
And
it's us again.
Yeah. I should probably tilt that camera down before we do our regular show later.
Yeah, probably a good call. There's a lot of ceiling, not a lot of us.
Yeah.
I mean, not our legs are really anything to see right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing it's aimed that way now, because I don't have to put on pants.
This is very true. This is very true. Were you just like that the whole day?
Pretty much.
I mean, it was your day off, so...
Yeah.
Oh, here comes... Alright, we got the link for Game 3. Let's load this up. We can talk about Sam's pantsless legs some other time.
Well, I mean, Plan Wii Fit, it doesn't really work in jeans, and that's all I know. Or all I own.
Alright, so once again, the teams are Smeargle, Barbaracle, Zapdos, Honchkrow, Crocodile, Bennett, probably Mega, Raichu, Gothitelle, Scrafty, Salamence, Azumarill, and Moltres on the opposing team. So you think Prankster Bennett's going to come out here?
I think it's coming out.
You were predicting Smeargle's dead weight at this point.
Yes.
Or it has been dead weight. That part's...
Well, so far it has not pulled off a move other than Fake Out in Game 1. And then it died that same turn.
Okay. With that in mind, assuming Bennett is more likely than Smeargle, what do you think Jio would bring out right now?
I think he's definitely leading Scrafty again, because that worked out very well for him last game. It does intimidate all 3 of Blitz's physical mons and isn't too threatened by anything else.
Maybe the Zapdos-ish, but...
He could just lead double Fake Outers with Raichu, Scrafty. That way he doesn't have to worry about Honchkrow at all.
Scrafty does seem like the logical move, because there's a lot more physical presence on the team than special. And Scrafty also puts a big threat on Smeargle if it does decide to come out and play again. So besides Scrafty, what do you think of Gothitelle coming back out again?
I don't know. I think it was a risk last game because Blitz does have Honchkrow, Crocodile, and Bennett on his team. So it paid off because Blitz led none of those and locked his Smeargle into nothing. But I think it was a really risky move last game, and I don't think he's going to do it again.
But what are the chances Bennett, Crocodile, and Honchkrow could all be in the
It doesn't matter. As long as one of them leads, Gothitelle is...
in danger.
Yeah, it's pretty much dead.
Although Gothitelle's got some nice bulk to it. I would not be surprised if one of those...
But it doesn't have
could
Protect.
one-shot it.
It doesn't have Protect, and it can't do anything back to them.
Okay.
And all it's really getting him right now is Safeguard to avoid the Dark Void and then Trick Room. That's pretty much all Gothitelle is doing against Blitz's team.
Alright, so going back to Blitz's team for a sec, you're pretty sure Smeargle won't be in, Bennett probably will be in. What about the other 4?
I think Zapdos is coming back this game. Like, he didn't take it last time, probably just fearing the Raichu. And it has a good matchup against Jio's team, other than the Raichu, of course. Honchkrow has been doing work, so I would expect to see that.
What about the Crocodile versus Barbaracle?
That's a toss-up. It really depends on his moveset for Crocodile. We know it has Earthquake. I'm going to go ahead and say it has Crunch. If it has a Rock move, it might be a better idea than Barbaracle.
The Intimidate is very valuable. Stat upping in the first game, though, really turned things around when Blitz was in trouble. The question is, could he pull that off again now that it was so overly exposed the first game?
I don't know. Again, it's a toss-up between that and Crocodile here. Because if he does get a few up and he can take out a Azumarill fast enough, then yeah, it's just going to wreck.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, it's just going to be dead weight again, like it was last game.
Alright. These guys...
Yeah, Jio, on the other hand, I think both Scrafty and Raichu are pretty good choices here. Scrafty, for sure, is going to be in this game. Azumarill, I'm also going to say, is for sure going to be in here.
Azumarill has been doing work. Oh, here we go. Scrafty and Salamence leading double Intimidate. Bennett comes in, Honchkrow comes in. Honchkrow comes in with half the attack right off the bat.
Oh, and there's Frisk.
There's Choice Specs. There's...
Somebody cover Chalky's eyes, please.
There's...
Okay.
He's focused on the
Thank
TV.
you.
Yeah,
Okay, meanwhile... Alright, so what happened while my eyes were closed?
Salamence has Choice Specs,
No idea.
which we learned from Frisk, and Scrafty has Lumberry, which we also learned from Frisk. So, Bennett's probably not going to try and Will-O-Wisp Scrafty.
Wait, are you guys streaming?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Yes, this is
Oh.
Blitz vs. Jio right now.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
So
Smeargle's pretty much... If he did bring Smeargle again, he's basically lost. But I think you're right. I think he did wise up and decide not to run Smeargle again, considering it did nothing the last 2 games. What do you think's going to happen this first turn?
I think Bennett is probably going to Thunder Wave the Salamence, if I had to guess. Honchkrow, I would bet, is going to switch out, because now it's at -2 attack.
Okay.
Which, unless he's just going to go for the crit Drill Peck, not doing much. And it can get faked out here, so...
So that leaves Honchkrow's slot open if he decides to go for the attack.
Yeah. Salamence can pretty much kill whoever it wants here, because we know it has specs. It probably is going to Draco here. Honchkrow for sure can't live a Draco. I don't know about a Mega Bennett. Probably
Even with
probably not with specs.
even with the buff, or even with a nerf from 6th gen?
Yeah, even with a nerf, because it's a spec Salamence. So he could opt to not.
Here comes Mega Bennett. Honchkrow protects. Draco Meteor does hit the Honchkrow, but it does nothing.
Ooh!
Sub comes up from the Bennett, which instantly goes away to Scrafty's Crunch. So we saw the first move on Bennett all game. Bennett has sub. We have yet to see a status move, although it's questionable whether it's going to happen again, given the Scrafty's exposed alum. But although statusing the Salamence would be a very good position for Blitz, just considering
Yeah, if it can paralyze elements and get a full paralyze, like, that would help Blitz a lot here. Otherwise, Blitz just has to pretty much choose who he wants to sack to that Specs Draco Meteor.
Although,
Because I don't think there's anything besides that Zapdos that's really going to survive that fairly comfortably. And even Zapdos isn't going to be comfortable afterwards.
Yeah, not a lot of dragon resisting on this Blitz team. Although again, the Magma Bull scrimmage rules has definitely limited the choices there. So what can Blitz do to stop this Specs Salamence from Dracoing everything?
Paralyze it here, let it drop its attack after one Draco, and then work on it after that. After its speed is dropped, it's much more manageable.
Special attack?
And speed from paralyzing.
Oh, right.
Because right now it is faster than most of Blitz's team and can one-shot just about all of them.
Okay.
However, if he doesn't run Thunder Wave, then Sub might be the best option on Banette here.
Why do you say that?
Because if he Dracos Banette, then he gets the special attack drop anyway and can live another turn unless he double targets with...
Disable!
There we go! That's...
The Draco Meteor. Dropek kills the Scrafty.
That's my boy, Blitz.
What a play. What a play. Alright, so now the tables have definitely turned. What do you think Jio could bring in to respond to that disable Banette?
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I just have... That was amazing, but...
Come on, we got to be objective.
Okay,
we're commentating here.
No, we don't, because we're on Magma, and this is Magma vs. Bulls.
I'm gonna try and be objective.
That was disable.
I'm gonna try and be objective here and neutral, as much as
that was an amazing use of disable.
Yeah, I love both these guys. So
okay, so Salamence has to switch out here. I don't think Jio. He's probably got to bring in Raichu if he took it.
Oh, there it goes. Raichu comes in right after you said it. So we know it's got the Fake Out. We know it's got the Thunderbolt. We're 90% sure it's got the Sash. What is... This also prevents Blitz from running Thunder Wave.
Yeah, so Blitz can now pretty much safely switch out Honchkrow to get his attack back. And then Banette can do whatever it wants. And I'm not sure what it wants to do anymore.
Yeah, because without the ability to paralyze, what do you think Banette wants to do?
Well, we haven't ruled out Thunder Wave yet. I think it can get a free shot in.
But it wouldn't Thunder Wave with Lightning Rod.
Right. So it can either take a free shot at Raichu, or it can take a free shot at whatever he wants to switch Salamence out for.
So we've seen Sub, we've seen Disable. What do you think the other two moves are?
I would guess Shadow Ball.
Right, some sort of stab. And for the 4th slot?
It could be anything.
Anything.
Literally anything.
Chat implies swagger.
Yeah.
I think you should just point out Blitz's comment, read the 50% chance for disable. I've played enough TCG to realize that was the play to make. Tax is now officially part of every Pokemon game.
Yeah. Well, it always was.
Yeah.
That's in the name Pokemon. Alright. So what can Jio do right now to regain control?
Shoot, I don't know about regaining control. He just has to. He needs to switch Salamence out to try and get some momentum back, because right now it can't do anything. Raichu, I think it might just want to Thunderbolt Banette right here.
Oh, Salamence switches out for Azumarill. Honchkrow does switch out to Crocodile, intimidating the Azumarill right off the bat. Substitute protects Banette for this turn.
And he gets Encored into Sub.
Encored into Sub.
Dueling mental moves here.
So now Banette is in a position where it can't do much. Crocodile...
Well, we know that Crocodile can live a waterfall from a -1 to Azumarill, because we learned that last game. So Crocodile can just Earthquake here, and Banette is protected by that Sub currently.
Or it could switch into Honchkrow.
So he didn't really save. Jio didn't really save too much on coring into that Sub.
What do you think he was thinking there?
I think he saw the sub coming and wanted to get it. I'm guessing he didn't count on Crocodile being in the back. He was probably hoping for a Barbarical.
Is there anything Jio could do to stop the earthquake? That is,
You could switch in Salamence to get another Intimidate off on Crocodile, and then protect with the Zoomer.
which would put Blitz in a slightly compromised position.
Yeah, it would put Blitz at -1 and against a Honchgrill.
And the Spec Salamence.
Yeah, against
still
the
alive.
Spec Salamence and the Zoomer.
That Spec Salamence, getting that out of the way fast seems like Blitz's biggest win condition.
Does.
The Salamence in general seems like Blitz's biggest loss condition. Knowing the first three of his team, what can he do?
The first. What do you mean first
That's
three?
He's got Banette, he's got Crocodile, he's got Honchkrow. What could he do to stop that Salamence?
If he took Zapdos, switching into Zapdos here would be an okay play for Blitz. Because it's probably the only thing that can take a +1 Draco Meteor and can probably outspeed as well. Again, I'm not sure on the sets.
But can it do? But how much damage can it do with Raichu blocking electric moves or Thunder Wave?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it has Hidden Power Ice because with Zapdos' limited move pool and he was already running Ancient Power, I'm going to guess he has Hidden Power Ice. So, in theory, it can do a lot to a Salamence.
Good to know. Good to know. With a nerf to Hidden Power, would that still kill a one-shot or one-shot?
It's a Salamence.
I mean, yeah. It's a 4 times weak, but
So probably not. Well, 60. It'll come close.
it'll come close.
I know Manectric can't get Garchomp and usually can't get Salamence. And Zapdos is not quite as strong as Mega Manectric. So yeah, probably not.
Which, although it's a really interesting position right here, because we haven't seen that confrontation happen once in all 3 games.
But again, it's going to be the speed. It's going to be the speed.
Oh, hey, Bopper just said hi on the chat. Hey, Bopper, what's going on? Anyway, so Zapdos might be in the back. Barbarical might be in the back. Oh, hold on.
There's
Salamence brings out the Intimidate on Crocodile. Zapdos does come out. Crocodile protects, blocking. Oh no! The Waterfall goes to Zapdos. Crocodile effectively wasted a turn. Zapdos is now in a position where it could still die to Draco now.
Yeah, it could very easily die to Draco now. So it has to hope that it outspeeds.
Or that Draco misses.
And Draco could very easily miss, yes.
10%
Pokemon
chance.
does happen when we're playing Pokemon here, let's be real. So what else? So now I would say Gio's in a better position right now, a much stronger position than before. What do you think?
I'm going to agree with that just because Salamence can pretty much take out whatever it wants here. Crocodile's at -1, which maybe it could live.
And it can't protect because it did that the first.
Yeah, well, it could try.
It could try. Blitz is prone to 50% chances here. We've established this.
But that Azumarill, Azumarill can't one-shot anything itself right here. Actually,
maybe Zapdos?
no, because Play Rough would do more than Waterfall to Crocodile.
Right.
So I'm not sure why I used Waterfall last time. Maybe for a flinch change. But Play Rough could, in theory, one-shot Crocodile here, and Salamence could one-shot the Zapdos.
He might have just forgotten that Fairy exists, because it's a very new concept.
Yeah, Fairy versus Dark, there's...
I can't tell you how many times I've just forgotten Fairy existed while practicing the new game. Here we go. Dragon Pulse, not Draco Meteor. Hidden Power one-shots the Salamence.
So...
Rock Slide hits the Azumarill, and
flinch!
Flinches! Oh my goodness.
Okay, so yeah, Pokemon just happened right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Blitz once again goes for the hacks, gets it, and everyone in the chat is flipping out.
Yeah, and that is for sure a Spec Zapdos.
That is...
Is it a Specs?
It has to be to get that damage.
To get that, and also, otherwise he wouldn't be running Ancient Power.
This is also very true. So now we have... Now Blitz is at a 4-2 advantage, albeit Crocodile's compromised. Zapdos is very compromised.
Yeah. But if he switches out Crocodile here, he can get his attack back.
He could either one of them would be a good switch out right now because with the fake out reasonably coming, Banette can easily switch into either of them. Get some free damage. It just kind of comes down to which is going to be faked out, which could switch into Banette.
Yeah, basically, all Blitz has to do now is take care of Azumarill, and it's done.
Yeah.
Jio still does have a chance, though, because Azumarill can threaten most of what's on the field.
And Raichu blocks the electric attacks.
Yeah. Banette, at the moment, is just under half health, so in theory, either of these things could kill it. And Honchkrow also very threatened by Raichu.
So
it's still anyone's game.
It very much still is anyone's game. What do you think? So you described what Jio could do. Oh, here. Crocodile goes for the Protect. Aqua Jet kills off the Zapdos, making it a 3-2. Encore is blocked by the Protect.
Although that's a very bad position for Blitz to be in, because now he can get Encored into Protect.
Which means he has to switch out.
Yeah.
Giving...
Or risk...
or risk the Encore. This is a very bad position because if he doesn't switch out, he gets Encored, or if he does switch out, he probably has some damage to have to deal with. Let's talk about this Banette that just came in. Can it do anything right here to kind of slow things down a little bit and get the momentum back on Blitz's side?
Well, it can't sub because it, again, risks the Encore. He could try. He could just try to Earthquake sub here and see what happens. Because he can only Encore one thing.
Does the Crocodile have the ability to still one-shot Raichu despite the drop?
Yeah, it's a Raichu.
I mean, it's very frail, but the Intimidate...
Also, if Raichu has Sash, that's not going to kill either way.
Yeah.
So, I don't think the Intimidate matters that much against a Raichu. It will certainly limit what it can do to Azumarill here.
Okay. So now Raichu's options are attack or Encore again.
Raichu's options are just to Encore Crocodile or Encore Banette, and I think Crocodile is the smarter play.
Given we have no idea what Banette's going to do, and we know Raichu outspeeds.
Yeah, Banette's either going to attack out of paranoia of getting Encored into sub, or it's just going to sub.
What are Blitz's options? Do we know his fourth Pokemon yet?
It's Honchkrow.
Oh, right, Honchkrow.
So he could Sucker Punch something if he gets even down to the kill range.
This does put Blitz in a position where if he tries to predict the Encore, switches into Honchkrow, then he could risk the Thunderbolt coming in, which would pretty much steal the game at that point, in my opinion. Because there's not much Crocodile could do to stop Azumarill.
There's not much Honchkrow can do either if it takes damage coming in.
Yeah. Because
Honchkrow is incredibly frail and would probably die to any move plus Aqua Jet, even at -1.
So yeah, this does put Blitz in a weird position. What would you do if you were Blitz right now?
If I was Blitz, I would do the sub Earthquake right here, right now. If I were Jio, I would double the Crocodile with Encore and play rough.
Knowing that come whatever, that side's going to be done.
He's either going to get locked into Protect, or he's going to switch into Honchkrow, and Honchkrow's going to take a lot of damage.
I really hope they're not listening to us.
I'm going to assume that they put in their moves like 3 minutes ago, and we're just waiting for showdown.
Because the lag is lag.
Yeah.
Is the lag really that bad now?
Yeah, I played myself earlier, and after putting in my moves, I had to wait 30 seconds to over a minute to watch them play out.
Nice.
Granted, that could also just be Comcast internet. It doesn't necessarily have to be showdown.
No, it wasn't the internet, because everything else was running fine.
Fair enough. So we've established what we think they're going to do.
Well, we said what I've thought were the best plays. I have no idea if they will actually do either of those things. Because Banette still has moves we haven't seen. which could make things interesting.
Do we know all of Azumarill's moves? Aqua Jet, Waterfall,
Actually,
Play Rough.
I've entirely forgotten Banette has Disable. So Banette could easily disable the Encore from Raichu.
Ooh, and then Earthquake, and then Raichu, or then Crocodile could safely Earthquake.
Well, it would hit his own Banette.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, even though it's a ghost, it does not levitate.
Right.
Somebody make logic out of that.
Yeah, so...
Although I would trade Prankster for Levitate on most occasions.
So you would rather have something without Prankster but could levitate over something that could not levitate but have Prankster?
No, I said the exact opposite.
It sounded like you said the exact.
Yeah,
what I said.
you said what she said.
Damn. all right, fine.
I was gonna say, now that's a point I'd like to hear you elaborate on.
Thank you, Phantom Voices off the screen, for commentating on the commentary.
Me.
Hey, maybe we could start being like Stanler and Waldorf.
Statler and Waldorf, not Stantler.
Statler and Walrein? I love those guys.
Hey, we're waiting for the next turn. We can be a little bit unprofessional.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. Although this isn't a strange amount of time, I'm going to blame this one on lag at this point because it's been quite a bit of time.
Yeah, this is worse than Wi-Fi.
I'm waiting for everyone else in the chat to know exactly what happened, and like we're just sitting here.
Again, we'll all get it at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, right.
You know, maybe that's Game Freak's new strategy. If they make Pokemon Showdown so bad, everybody has to play Wi-Fi.
We are still in a position where it's more convenient to test teams on Showdown than take the time to breed them, which is pretty much always going to be the case unless they have some radical changes. Scott made actually a really good article about that way back when the season first started. And I think if Pokemon... Oh, hold on. Will-O-Wisp gets the Azumarill right off the bat.
Grass did not Encore, fearing the Disable.
Sash set off by Crunch, Play Rough.
What kind of mess is this?
Misses, and the burn takes its toll on Azumarill. What a turn.
That's pretty much game, because right now Crocodile can just start Earthquaking with no consequences. Well, actually,
could Aqua Jet kill it?
Grass Knot would kill it.
Did put it in the kill range, and it did do around 50%.
Right,
means
so Banette could just burn Raichu here,
But
which would kill off Raichu, and then he can... Sneak. Oh, and Shadow Sneak, yeah, so...
Does Honchkrow have Protect, though? Because
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because
we could kill... Because if we kill off Raichu this turn, doing anything...
That is a burned -1 Azumarill, so it's...
Basically...
Yeah.
So if he kills Raichu this turn... So if he kills Raichu this turn, he is 1. Blitz is 1.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were in Gio's position right now?
Say GG.
You wouldn't sacrifice something off to the crit gods?
Well, even if he crits, he's burned.
True.
Crit will
But
ignore your
crits, like,
attack
10
drop, but
times?
not your burn. It doesn't matter. He's going to die before then from burn and getting hit 10 times. Or 30, or 20. Because you can only have 2 out at once. But it's 2 against 3 here, and it's...
Not looking good.
Of course, I've been wrong before, so maybe...
I mean,
maybe
we were very wrong about the first game, and then we saw that turn around like crazy. These two have been a really interesting series from the get-go, because we see something from the beginning, and then it changed right away. The first game was like that. Second game was a little more one-sided, I would say.
For sure.
With Blitz just kind of barely hanging on with the...
Yeah, getting trapped without being able to do anything.
So Grass Knot takes down the Crocodile, getting some decent damage. Phantom Force makes
so
Banette
he avoids
disappear.
the attack, which means Raichu can no longer even protect from this Phantom Force.
Which means Raichu is officially dead in 1 turn. Because neither Azumarill nor Raichu can do anything to stop Banette from killing Raichu. Honchkrow... I have no idea why Honchkrow's taking this long to come back in, considering...
Again, it's just lag on this. It's just Showdown being Showdown.
Honchkrow... Really, all Honchkrow has to do is just stall out long enough to put Azumarill in kill range. If he just protects for a turn...
It doesn't even have to worry about that. because it is in kill range right now from a drill peck, and all it has to do is protect here, let Raichu die.
It could also just save a turn by critting, just because it's Honchkrow. And
It could.
We've seen a lot of luck.
But you don't want to risk that because Raichu can kill Honchkrow first.
This is true. So, going into this, we're almost 100% sure that the Phantom Force is going to take out the Raichu. What could Jio do to... protect. Here we go. Protect on the Honchkrow.
There's a Thunderbolt.
Blocks it. Phantom Force does kill the Raichu.
Gets an unnecessary crit.
Both dogpile the
Matter.
Honchkrow, leaving Blitz in a 2-1 against a attack dropped burned Azumarill.
Yeah,
And that is pretty much the game. There is not much Jio could do right now to save himself.
no. Even if Aqua Jet crits, it's not going to kill Honchkrow. Honchkrow can easily take it out with Drill Peck.
And there it does.
There it is.
Drill Peck right there.
Blitz wins.
Congratulations on winning the series 2-1 Blitznburst.
That was a very close series.
Jio, did a great job.
Yeah, Jio did amazing.
Jio did amazing.
That was an incredibly fun thing to watch with this rule set of nobody can have the same Pokemon, and there are 15 people on each team. So
yeah, I'm really liking this. It's caused a lot of people to have to get creative with teams. We see a lot of Pokemon that would not necessarily exist in a VGC team. I mean, Jio has a lot of very viable Pokemon. Blitz, I would be very shocked to see a Barbarical do anything in VGC 14.
Smeargle, Zapdos, Banette, Honchkrow are all very
Reasonably.
usable Pokemon. Crocodile, I think, has a place, but not that many people are going to use it.
And there are things that can do its
it
job
is
better.
3 points too slow. 3 points.
3 points too slow. Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. And is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Well, that ties up the series at 4-4. So
Who's the next match?
Era is
Possibly.
going to play during the stream.
Yes,
I have no idea how to get in touch with Dimitri, but if he wants to play during the stream, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Dimitri.
So what
Wherever
is
you
the
are.
stream you speak of?
Unprofessional Pokemon. It's our
Yeah.
new live show every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time.
So that's like an hour and 15 minutes from right now.
Just enough time to make some popcorn.
Don't know how to
Yeah.
go nowhere. Things about to get crazy. Go nuts.
Well, it is
Yeah.
National Ding-a-Ling Day.
Okay.
What?
For crazy.
Okay.
Well, I'll explain it on the show.
Okay. Do we have cookies?
We do.
You didn't eat them all?
I saved some.
Okay.
How many did you
We
say?
could get more cookies.
What?
And-
Someone
and-
had to ask.
I need to. Anyway, we'll sign off for now. We'll see you in like an hour.
Thanks for watching.